Most people think that to make real money in farming, you need acres of land, huge tractors, and waiting for months for a single harvest. But that's not the case. In fact, if you are growing long cycle crops on a small piece of land, you are likely losing money every time your soil stays idle. So I'll be looking at my top 5 fast maturing, high value crops that make absolute money out of every square inch of soil on this farm. And the number 1 is a crop that grows from seed to profit in under 40 days. Starting us at number 5 is what I call the ultimate volume builder, and it's cabbages. See, now for cabbages, they tend to take a little bit more of space. But you see now on these permanent beds, we are able to grow them. We grow them in 2 rows at a spacing of about 45 centimeters from plant to plant, and then 2 rows per bed, whereby the bed is 75 centimeters wide. And because now the soil is well conditioned with lots of organic matter, because at every planting season we add either manure or a well done compost. So our soil is well conditioned with organic matter. So the cabbages are able to grow incredibly dense and heavy. So when you harvest, you're really selling quality, heavy, well formed cabbages. And so you see with this now, the cabbages is quite a reliable crop, which is massive. And when you get out in the market, it has, especially in this region now, with the market, it has a negotiable demand. It is highly in demand here at the local market. Crop number 4 is the ultimate money maker, and that is bulb onions. You see now for bulb onions are able to remove one of the farmer's biggest enemy, which is perishability. Because now when most of the crops that we grow, leafy greens, are highly perishable. But now luckily for bulb onions, you're able to they're not as highly perishable as the leafy greens. So for bulb onions, what you do is we are easily able to fit up to 6 rows on each bed, spaced at about 7 centimeters from plant to plant, and that is 6 rows per bed, the same bed of 75 centimeters wide. So we're able to really densely populate that bed with bulb onions. So these bulb onions take about 3 to 4 months to be mature. And you see, so now with that now, the return, you see, per square meter is quite immense because now of the density, that the population density on each bed. So, and again, the advantage of bulb onion is that you're not forced to panic sell to brokers and all, because if the market is not good, is not favorable, what you do is you properly cure your onions and you can store them, and then you can be able to sell when the market hits peak. As long as your onion is well cured, you can store it. Then when the prices are favorable, now you can sell it at good margins to your retail market. Number 3 crop is one that can make you serious money if you manage it well, and that is tomatoes. You see, for tomatoes, if you leave them just to grow wildly, what will happen is that they'll take up too much space, and you end up suffering from lots of diseases, fungal infections, and all that once the crops touch the ground. So here, what you do, we try to make sure that we grow them on our permanent beds, raised beds, and we grow them vertically, making sure we trellis, put them on stakes, and so and prune them where necessary. So by doing this, we ensure that we squeeze the maximum number of plants, in a tight space, to ensure that we get maximum output out of each bed. So by utilizing every space, you're able to pump out. And you see now once the crop is well managed, it pumps out cluster after cluster of premium fruits that once you hit the market, they command top prices. Crop number 2 is the undisputed backbone of daily cash flow at the farm. And here in this case, I'm going to give it to these leafy greens. That is Swiss chard, here commonly referred to as spinach, and collards. I'm just going to put them together. So for collards, we grow them at a spacing of about 30 centimeters from plant to plant. 2 rows per bed on the same permanent bed of 75 centimeters. And with this now, after transplant for the collard greens, you're able to start harvesting as early as after 30 days from transplant. So you only able, so once they are mature, during harvest, what you do is you pick the mature leaves every single week, and you're able to, the plant will continue growing upward. It continue growing upward and harvest it for several months. And on a single bed, you're able to harvest for, it's able to provide you with a steady income for whatever, running the farm on a daily. The same applies to Swiss chard, also referred to as spinach, because now, again, for spinach, it's also what we call a cut and come again crop, in such that you're able to easily, you harvest the leaves, outer leaves, and it continues to regrow. So for a crop like Swiss chard, if well managed, it can really produce heavy yields because it's quite resilient, and so it's a crop that can really give you very hugely, and you can harvest it for quite a long time. At times I harvest up to about 9 months or so. So that's Swiss chard for you. And now, number one, the most profitable crop here on our farm per bed is coriander or dania. So you may wonder, why does coriander beat everything else, on per bed metric? See, now the advantage with coriander is the speed and density. Because now coriander from seed to harvest takes about from 35 to 45 days, depending on various factors. So see, now this is a fast maturing crop, and able to hit the market between from 35 days to 45 days, from when you sow your seeds. So this is a fast maturing crop, and that's why it beats some of these other crops as our number one most profitable crop. See, now the advantage of the coriander, you're able to really densely populate it. It grows very fast and thick, and the advantage is that once it grows, it's able to shade out the weeds. So it requires little management. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of issues. It doesn't have any issues with pests and diseases. So it's a crop. It's quite an easy crop to grow. So because now it's you're able to clear it quickly. Once you harvest, you're able to clear it quickly. The advantage now with that is that you can have so many cycles of the same crop, within a short period. Because now once you harvest, you can put up another crop. So here, what you can do is, because you can have successive cycles you can choose to stagger your planting of this coriander, maybe to what you do is like every 2 weeks. So with that, you have like a continuous cash generating machine in that because, and it requires really minimal space to almost zero overhead, because it doesn't much you do to the coriander. Just sow the seeds, within a few days, that 5 to 45 days, the crop is ready. But look, choosing the right crop is only half the battle. So if you grow your beautiful crops, but then now you end up selling out to the middleman, they end up taking about 60% of your profit. So the best deal is, and what I do here is, whatever I grow here, I sell it using a standardized measure, and that is by kilogram, and I target the final consumer. See, now the advantage is, when you're able to control the distribution, you're able to keep 100% of your profits, and your clients, of course, will be happy because now they're getting farm fresh produce straight from the farm. So that's more like it. Thank you so much for watching. Till the next one, happy farming.